Hello everyone and welcome to Valiant Tech World. Today we are going to talk about strings in Python. And they are really important because they deal with words and together with numbers they are used pretty much everywhere. You can assign a string to a variable similarly to the numeric case, but you need to use quotes or double quotes, such as s equal to within quotes hello world, or s equal to within double quotes hello world. In most of the cases, using double quotes or single quotes is the same. However, if a word contains a single quote, then you use double quotes, and vice versa. For example, here I'm putting world within double quotes, so I use single quotes. And in this other case, I'm putting world within single quote, so I use double quotes externally. In a previous video, we printed in the console hello world. Here we can do the same by simply writing print s, given that the variable s stores hello world. Let's see some operation that can be done on strings. String variables can be concatenated. For example, s1 is equal to hello and s2 is equal to Valiant Tech World. Now s3 is equal to s1 plus s2. So with print s3 we get hello Valiant Tech without any space. If you wish, you can also concatenate variables with static strings. So s4 is equal to s1 plus single quote with a space within it plus s2. And now with print s4 we get hello Valiant Tech with the space. Python sees strings as a sequence of characters, and you can access the single character by using square brackets and the index of the selected character, starting from 0. For example, s2 of 0 outputs capital V. But then s2 of 3 outputs I. To select a subset of the string, it is possible to use colon between the starting index and the ending index. However, the starting index is included while the ending is not. For example, s2 of 0 colon 3 outputs VAL. If you are wondering how do you know the number of characters of a specific string, you do not need to count them. You can use len s2, and you know now what is the maximum index for s2. However, it must be said that if you do not include the starting index, Python assumes that you begin from 0. For example, s2 colon 3 is the same of s2 0 colon 3. In the same way, for the ending index, s2 3 colon prints from I until the end of the string. As you have probably understood, if you write s2 colon, you are printing the full string. You can also use negative indexes, which start from the end of the string. For example, s2 minus 1 is d. It is important to mention that once you have created a string variable, you can use several functions that are already included within Python. In the console, using the variable s2, simply add a point and then press tab. You will see many pre-built functions and they help you to deal with strings. For example, s2.replace of a space, comma, underscore. It replaces every space in the string s2 with an underscore. Or s2.find capital T tells the index of the first occurrence of the capital T within s2. Or s2.count of A tells how many times the character A is found in the string. In these examples, you can also use multiple characters, essentially a subset of the string. For example, s2.count of al. In this case, there is a single occurrence of al within Valiantech world. You can try different functions and see the outcomes. The last topic that I want to touch is the change of data types. You can see the type of a variable by simply writing type and the name of the variable, such as type s2. This is a string, as we know. However, we can reuse the same variable and change also the type. So we can do s2 is equal 4. Now s2 is an integer. Or s2 is equal 1.5. Now s2 is a float. Another way of doing this is with casting. Essentially, we can use int, float, and str. With int, we can convert a variable into an integer. If it is a float, the decimal part is removed. For example, int of 3.2 becomes 3. If it is a string, it needs to represent a whole number, for example, int of 4, within quotes. Now it becomes the integer 4. With float, we convert a variable into a float. In particular, an integer will get also a decimal part. For example, float of 5 will become 5.0, while the string should represent a number, for example, float of 1.4 within quotes. Take a bit of time to try all the operations between the variables described in this video. This concludes the introduction of the strings data types. If this video helped you to get a better understanding of Python, press the like button and subscribe to this channel. In the next video, we will see some data types which are used for collections of data. Thank you for watching.